Welcome back to Love What You Drive. We're gonna go ahead and dive under the car and just look at an update of this. Exactly a year and 2 months ago, I did the PB Blaster surface shield undercarriage of my car, and today marks exactly since the 2-month update that I did back in February of 2023. So today I want to just do a follow-up a year later, and I think a little over 20,000 miles of driving. We're going to take a look under the car, see how this stuff is holding up. Now, I don't have the can with me, but I remember reading the label. I'll put it up on the screen, that they guarantee up to 2 years of its ability to work and protect. So let's take a look and see where we are today, a year later, and 20,000 miles or more of this PB Blaster. First thing you might notice is there is a lot of sand. Now this up here, a little sandy. We did have a pretty nasty rainstorm yesterday here in Jersey with flood warnings and things like that. But even this past winter of 2023 into 2024, we actually had some pretty good snowstorms. That was the main reason I wanted to do this PB Blaster. The surface shield was to protect from rust during the snow season, during when they're spraying the roads with salt and all these things. So last year and the previous 2 years we had barely any snow. It served no purpose. But let's take a look and see where this and how it's holding up. Like I said, right away we can see that there is definitely a lot of sand and debris that is kind of stuck to the metal and where the PB Blaster was sprayed. And you can see all this like gunk buildup. But even though all of that is there, there's still a nice thick layer of the surface shield. Now I think a power washer or maybe even a car wash would get all this debris off. But you can see it still looks pretty black, pretty greasy, and still looks like it's caked on there pretty well, at least on this side. Now the plastic I did spray a little bit, but not too much, because it would serve no purpose. Right here we could still see that I got no rust issues here. And there is, I don't know if you can see it right there. That's the surface shield right here, this black stuff. Looks like it's glue or something, but I remember spraying it and then just wiping it down. All of this was sprayed. So far, just in this one wheel well, it looks to be still pretty much on there. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like my shock is blown. Maybe that's what we'll be working on next. But other than that, let's keep looking around. Let's go under the front right here. I'm gonna put my mat down. You can still see it. It looks as if there was like an oil spill right there. Do you see that? It looks horrible, to be honest with you. Horrible in the sense it looks like oil has been spilled on there, and all this stuff was caked up and gunked up. Do you see that? That's all the PB Blaster. It's all the surface shield. You can see right here. Right there, it looks all greasy and oily. Let's keep looking further. See how on the camera it looks kind of gray, but you could tell that it's very dark. Like if there was an oil leak, like right here where the oil always leaks when you change the oil. It's always gunky and dark. That's how this whole frame down here looks. So far, I am pleased. Okay, let's go. Let me see here. Do you see that? That's the surface shield. That's what it looks like under. Let's take a look right here. See that? That is a protectant. I mean, this is a great example of what I'm talking about. The cake. And right here. If I were to see this, I'd be sold. That's enough proof for me. Same here. You see that? Yes, it may look nasty. Yes, it may look caked up. But it's doing what it claimed to be doing. It's putting a shield over the surface of the metal in the car. All right, let's take a look under here, under the passenger side door. I remember I went to town on this. Okay, here, not as much. Yep, there's some there. Right here is little surface rust. Okay, look at this right here. I usually do the jack usually right here where the arrow is, but then I'll put the jack stands up here. Okay, up here, the floor pan. Yep, look at that. It's even looks wet here. Right here. I mean, all these bolts are still pretty greasy looking. So we're going to continue. Okay, let's take a look in the back. Now the back is where all the action is, in the sense of picking up dirt where the wheels are. Okay, yep, we see some surface rust coming through. But because I don't believe I scraped or cleaned or did anything prior to spraying this, this could be why. And of course, this rear axle is always the first one to go. Again, no rust here, but there's definitely, like you can see, let's scrape some off with the nail. There's definitely a layer of the PB blaster, and everything up in there still looks like it's fresh. It's all greasy and wet looking. Okay, would I say, just looking at the back here, would I say it did its 2-year job? All up in there. Definitely still holding up. The rear axle though, this definitely has some surface rust. And maybe when I do the second time around, I will definitely use a wire brush or something on a angle grinder, clean it off. Let's take a look under. Now I do have it on jack stands, and I did chuck that wheel. This thing looks like it was put on yesterday. Yep. I mean, that thing is still fresh. There's definitely signs of it being all over this car. Like I said, it might look nasty as something like leaking or caked up, but you know what? I'm actually pretty happy. Now that I looked under here myself, not bad. Not bad. There's definitely some more rust right here on this piece. There's a nice layer there, but here, definitely a little bit rust coming through. The car is a 2006. And I'm just looking down, all the way down there. Everything is still nice and black, except for, of course, the exhaust and this rear axle and this. But everything else just still looks like it's soaked with this greasy surface protectant. I did notice one spot. Let's see here. This one. Still not bad. Nothing at all here. And of course, just a bunch of sand. But I did notice right here. This is the only spot that I just recently, maybe a month or two ago, noticed that started to show any signs of rusting. Not sure what to do. Maybe take this off. Maybe take this plastic off one day, clean it up, sand it, prime it, and then spray it down again. Maybe that'll be a future project before it gets too out of hand. Oh, and also what I wanted to show you. I think Bart from Poland commented, and he said, why didn't you spray your doors? So Bart, this is for you. I went back and I did spray this inside of the door, because I know a lot of people have issues of rusting down here. So it looks ugly, it looks dirty, but I did go back and I sprayed it not too long after, and you can see the greasy film here, all up in here. Yep, it's still there. No rust here. Still looking good. And let's take a look here. And same with here. Well, I think that will do it for this 1 year update. Maybe this video should have been shorter, or could be shorter, but at this point, I want you guys all to see the progress. I wouldn't go as far as saying 2 years. Maybe that's in areas of not as harsh conditions. But as far as 1 year of this stuff lasting, I'm definitely pleased. I am definitely surprised that it still looks the way it does. And I think coming for next year, probably November, I am planning to probably buy 6 more cans. Maybe power washing and just scrubbing all of this stuff down. Probably going a little deeper, as in taking off maybe some of the plastics, taking off these side skirts, and really going into town with this stuff. Well, thanks for tuning in. This is the 1 year update. I hope you find it helpful, and see you guys in the next one.